Okay, this is how I created the um, shapes for an extrusion. This was for shapes for a GIF animation that I did. I'm not a great lover of GIF animations, but I don't think this is one of the things you could do easily in as a SWF, as a flash animation. Basically, it's just got an arrow going round in circles. Um, so here I've got a cylinder with a hole punched out of it, so which will represent the arrows, and this dotted line here is just the midway point around it. And therefore, if I then just show you this arrows here, you can see that the tops match up there, and these points here match up with the midpoints there. And obviously you can't see that because it would go, that dotted line would go around and match up with that one there and match up with that one there. So that's what I used as a guide, and that's the way that I did it to create these shapes. So they're not extrusions at all. They are just ordinary vector shapes. Okay, so having given you some idea of the way I approached the problem, I'm going to hide that now, and don't need that cylinder anymore. I'm going to hide that as well. And here basically are the guides that I made. Here is the top of the cylinder. Here is the bottom of the cylinder, the red in red, the top in blue, bottom in red. And here is the midpoint for the points of the arrows and the points of the tails. So you can see those as well. So that's your cylinder shapes. Now I don't want those, I just highlighted them in that red to show you exactly where I was going to go. Disregard these outer ovals, ellipses at the moment. They're not importance. What I want is that cutting edge there, and this cutting edge, vertical cutting edge here, and this 45 degree angle there. And you can see that I've got this shape. Convert these into shapes, shapes which represent this red one here represents the inner wall, and this red one out here represents the outer edge. Similarly with the blue and the blue, and with this green dotted is the inner center line, and that green dotted is the outer centered line. And the hardest part of actually doing it is that obviously what you want to do is be able to get that one shape there, and then it's getting these cutouts that represent the tail, in this case the tail, and in that case the head, and then the head on the outer shape and the tail on the outer shape. So that's how I went about it. What I then did was make a new layer, and this is just because I've already done these, and it's just trying as quickly as I can to explain how I've done it. And I'll just move this down, whoops, to below the guides layer, and make sure I can't touch that at the moment. So what I need to do, say first and foremost, is to get this shape here, which is the top of the arrow. So how do I do that? What I did, was create a line, and I'm not overly fussy, but only what I'll do is I'll zoom in and go to wireframe, zoom in like that. I'll zoom out to the other function now and put it back from wireframe. I'll just put it down this. As I say, this isn't accurate. The only place you need to be accurate to a certain degree is where it's crossing the center line, the top edge, top one that you want. Zoom that back out. Okay, we've got that black shape then. Now that's not a lot of good. Excuse my dog in the background there. I'm going to switch on the guides here. This is why I've got the guides above the temp layer. So I've got this shape here. Let's give it a different shape. We'll give it orange, so no line color. I'm going to get that inner top cylinder circle. I'm going to go Control K to clone it. And I'm going to select the orange shape. I'm going to go Arrange, Combine Shapes, Combine Shapes, Subtract Shapes. And you can see you've already got that part of the shape done. I'm going to select this blue one, go to Control K. Let's just give this a yellow colour for the time being, just to explain what's going on. Where's my yellow colour gone? Doesn't matter. There it is. And turn down that so you can actually see where that's overlapping that one. Click on that, Arrange, Combine Shapes, and this time we're going to intersect shapes. And then you can see now that you've got that. Hang on a second. Sorry, just a interruption there. So you got that shape there. So that's that first part of the shape, and obviously you can do exactly the same to get this top edge of this arrow here. The next thing I do is the inner shapes. So again, not having to be too fussy, just go down to match that up to there. And these shapes here, these guide shapes here, I had to just wing it a bit to know how those arrows are going to be. But I knew where the midpoint is, so it wasn't actually getting how deep this depth here was, but it doesn't matter. If I go like that, I can go over here like this, there like that, there like that, and let's, whoops, shut that, give that a pink colour, no line colour. Doesn't match up too well with the other one. Give that a greeny colour. Okay, right, this time I'm going to select this inner contour, the red one, and Control Clone it. And if I fill it with yellow, you can see what's happened there. And I go Arrange, got the two selected, Arrange, Combine Shapes, Subtract Shapes. Similarly with this top line, I go Control Clone it, and I'll give that a blue colour, and let's just give this obviously I wouldn't give it a transparency, but it's only giving it a transparency so you can see what's going on, and select that shape, and this time go Control 3, which is intersect shapes, and you can see then that you're starting to get this shape that you want. And if I just hide the guides for a minute, you can see that you're starting to get the shapes as and when as you want. Put the guides back there. Then you'd have to draw this end of the tail, just so very quickly. Whoops. Sorry, it was locked. Let's go here. I'm going to draw the end of this tail. Sorry. There, that one I've already done, isn't it? No. Right, I just paused that and I'll try again. So I've got that there. Move this down to here. Sorry, so I've got this this shape here. this line that I was drawing. Just bring that across to there like that. The rest of it we don't have to be so accurate. Just do it like that. Give it a purple colour with no line. And then if I hit on this one, Control K to clone it. Click on that one, Control 2 to subtract it. Hide the guides for a minute. You can see that you're slowly coming around to getting the arrow that you want. I might as well just finish this particular one arrow off. So we go here, we'll go to there, it will then go across to there, move that up like that. So you only have to be accurate with the bits you want left. Make that one grey. Oops. No line colour. Control K to clone that. Select that. Control 2 to delete it. Select that. Control clone. Select that. Control 2 to delete it. Hide the guide layer again. And as you can see, you're starting to get the shapes that you want. So each one is just a continuation of that. The hardest part is to knowing how deep to go in here and here. So I'll just switch that off. And if we start to go, say, from the shapes that I first started to make, you get those two, which are that was the one we were making previously. Obviously, the obverse of that is that one. So you can see the two of those like that. Then you've got these other shapes here when they're at 90 degrees. And that one like that. Shapes like that. So I'm just going to zoom out. Let's zoom out to 100 for time being. Let's see when we got here. What I've also got here is a circle with it's got no line colour or anything else, and that centres. That gives me a centering circle for all these other shapes when I move it into Xara animation. And each one of these layers has got the same circle in the same place, if you notice. So it's quite simple when I just drag select each one that I want to use on the animation. It's not a particularly good one. Yeah, that one's got no colour, but as you can see, they quickly draw the shapes and they stay centered, because they're all within this same bounding circle. And then when you preview that GIF, there's your preview of the GIF, 10 kilobytes, tiny thing really. The only trouble with GIF animations is the restriction of color, and they just step. There's no kind of blending between the two of them, unlike SWIFTs. But the SWIFT is not the ideal one to do that in. So GIF's fine. Anyway, that's the way I went about it. It's quite complicated to explain. Hope that helped anyway. This is Egg. Cheerio, bye.